Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Superhero Primetime, your bi-weekly show for all of these superhero television shows, discussions, reviews, all of that jazz. As always, I'm your host Blake Schultz. With me today is Terrence Tatum.
Hello, everyone.
And April Waleem.
Hello.
And we are talking about the mid-season finales for Flash and Arrow.
Yes.
Ending the DC TV for a while.
Correct.
Which is a shame, because both of these shows are really on point.
Yeah, both these finales were really good.
Yeah. We will start with Flash.
Yes.
Which was sort of on point.
Yeah, for the most part, it was there.
It was okay.
Christmas episode.
Yes.
Which is a delight. I will say right away, they did the same thing they did last season before his dad died, where everything was super happy and good and positive in Joe's house, and I was like, this shoe is going to drop.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting something to happen too.
Something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
Everyone got to be happy.
It was a very
It's gotta happen every now and again.
It was a very buttoned up episode of the season finale, but hey, it was still fine.
I mean, that could have very well been the season finale.
Yeah.
Savitar is gone.
Yeah,
For
the
for
time
now.
being. I don't believe he's gone at all.
Well, no, we know he isn't, because Barry went.
Because we get a future shot.
Yeah.
Because he can't help himself.
Yeah. One thing that I did like is that you and I like complained about how Julian is another person that's added and is a bad guy, but at least now he's not doing it of his own accord.
Yeah, they changed that up.
Yeah,
and
which was good.
I really actually like that a lot.
I appreciated that too.
Yeah.
That was great too, because it really gave both. Alchemy basically doesn't exist.
Correct.
Savitar is speaking through him.
Yeah, which now also explains why the voice changed. Now that we know him, it's basically he's using him as a vessel.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Right, and it also motivates Julian's whole thing, because you find out the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
Which are they trying to hearken Harry Potter, because they're like, hey, you were in Harry Potter, here's the Philosopher's Stone.
Just
I mean, the Philosopher's Stone is a
it's still just like this is ridiculous. Yeah.
They know what they did.
That's what I saw so much of that online, where people were going.
Every Harry Potter fan was going, whoo!
Yeah.
And I was like, the Philosopher's Stone is actually a stone. It's from Potter. It's not. It's like shut
up.
Yeah.
It's an actor from Harry Potter who said a thing from Harry Potter.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if Ewan McGregor was on something and said lightsaber, we'd
Right.
be like Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go, well, that was a different. It's not a Star Wars. Right? It's a shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also let people have their fun.
Right.
Like why do you have to get on and be like, actually, the Philosopher's Stone comes from this other thing.
Yeah.
Let the person geek out about Harry Potter, because you're watching a dumb made-up show about another dumb made-up thing.
Right.
There are also a lot of people that don't understand the history behind certain things. Like there are a lot of people that do honestly believe that the Philosopher's Stone was created by J.K. Rowling for, and that wasn't a classic, entity in literature and, like
Way back when?
tons of stuff. So,
Now the Sorcerer's Stone. For the American.
Yes.
yeah. So, but I think it depends on how you present it. I mean, I like when people share a little knowledge.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be like all snotty about it.
Yeah.
So.
And since it's the internet, most
people are,
snotty.
especially when you can be behind a computer screen and not actually visibly have to see someone.
Yeah, when somebody's username is I'm a dick 45, I assume that most of the things he says are rude.
Yeah, that's fair. Like for instance, like a lot of people think that the fairy tales and stuff, a lot of them were created by Disney, and I'm like, no, these are
actual stories.
Grimm characters.
Is a dark story.
Yeah, they all have these different stuff, and I love telling people about the original origins and stuff like that. Like, because there are people that legitimately think that Ariel's the name of the Little Mermaid,
right?
And that she has a happily ever after, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, no. I'm like, no, sorry, hate to tell you, but
just dissolve in the sea.
yeah, and she died.
And then she died.
Seafoam bitches.
Most of those fairy tales came from
They're
a
not
time
very nice.
where we told children morals by basically
Like
saying,
telling them that you're going to
you're
die
gonna
in a
die.
terrible way
The
if you
Aesop-
don't do
find
this.
happiness, and it will leave you.
Yes, the Aesop stories of all of this.
Yeah.
Like, here's your moral child. You will die if you
Child,
don't
whenever
do
you
this.
feel comfortable, just know that life's about to destroy it. Your life is the Death Star. There's one little thing that if it gets hit, all of it goes away.
Now, good night, child. Have sweet dreams.
Everyone you love will fade.
Oh, God. Yeah. So anyway, I like when people share knowledge.
Yeah,
Just
no, it's
don't be a
good.
dick about it.
Right.
Right.
Continue.
So then we get what basically starts this episode off really is kind of Vibe seeing his dead brother, which is odd.
Yeah.
Right.
But it leads
Which
to
is
something.
odd for another story reason, because Savitar was using that to manipulate him. before he needed to.
Right, it was already showing up before, unless, the dude's from the future. Is a dude from the future, so he probably already knew that I had, like, the way to get this, I need to start affecting vibes.
He is fast enough where, so in Kingdom Come, in the comic, it's the future, everyone knows where everyone is.
Right.
Older.
And the Flash is at a point where he's so powerful that he's literally everywhere in Star City at once.
Right.
There's just a constant red blur, and everything's. I feel like Savitar is that fast.
Yeah.
I feel like he's seen the future, the past, the present, all in one moment.
Yeah.
Because even when he gets Jay Garrick, he has that "this isn't your fight."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he's aware.
He knows
of the
you're on the
multiverse.
Like he knows you're on the wrong Earth. Go back to this isn't your fight.
And even Garrick was like, "Oh, I know Savitar.
Right.
Does he know his Savitar, or is this maybe?"
Is this Savitar universal, like all across all Earth and all multiverses?
He went around and killed the other Savitars because
he's right. God. Yeah.
Or he's the other Jay that was trying to kill all the other speedsters.
Yeah.
But he seems
that's
okay
a
with
great line. All you need to do be a god is to get people to believe. And I was like, oh, this is awesome.
I want to know what he actually looks like.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
I want to know.
How creepy was that scene though?
Oh, with Julian?
One, it's because, I mean, that's Jigsaw, but like you just literally hearing Jigsaw do I was like, oh my God, this is creepy as hell right now.
Barry, I'm gonna play a game.
Right? I'm like, don't play a game with him, Barry. Don't do it.
You messed up Flashpoint. That was with that moment where he was like, you did this to me, and I kind of was thinking either in pre-Flashpoint or in Flashpoint, was Savitar a literal god?
Right.
And then Barry did this, and now he's not?
Right.
Because he has that weird moment where he's like, you did this to me, but then he says future self. And I'm like, so now it's just reverse Flash.
I think he's a speedster. I think he's a speedster that like got so freaking powerful. He could be Barry.
That would be crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
you can't trust anyone.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The rules are simple. Did you know he was also a deli worker in Seinfeld?
Oh, really?
Because I was watching Seinfeld the other day, and they walked into a deli. The guy who played
Tobin Bell.
Oh, yeah.
And he walked in, and Jerry's like, "One sandwich, please." And the guy's like, "Would you like any toppings?" I was like, "This is crazy."
Well, I think the one thing about that speech is that we got kind of a look into the future. Like he gave the whole like blueprint of like one shall betray you, one shall fail, and one will suffer a fate far worse than death.
It's like, all right, King Lear.
Like, oh
this
God,
is what we got going on.
I'm like, oh Jesus.
Real Shakespearean in the future.
Yeah.
Bust out the iambic pentameter.
They're rhyming. Shit's getting real.
So 90% sure that Wally's gonna fight Barry at some point.
Correct.
Because he also
I'm not that interested in that.
In the biggest exposition dump of all time, when we see Alchemy again, he's just going, I'm going to use this and make a bunch of metas. And I was like, who are you talking to?
Who are you speaking to?
I know there's like 4 acolytes behind you, but why are you just monologuing to yourself?
I feel like you can handle this in a better way than just doing that.
Also, you are Savitar. You don't need to say they're all going to follow Savitar.
Yeah.
This plan makes no sense, Savitar. Why not? What are we doing?
Yeah. We get. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about it because it was so quick. Mark Hamill shows up a little bit.
Yeah, for like 5 seconds. That was
which was
fun.
good because that's probably the closest we'll ever get to like the Joker.
I know.
That was
the purple hair.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah, like that Earth trickster looks a lot like our Joker, which is pretty awesome. And it was good to see the two of them since they're from the '90s version of the Flash. So that was awesome as well.
Yeah,
it was really fun. You're gonna stop my trickster.
Yeah.
I want that costume that Jay Garrick has.
Yeah.
I want that red coat.
Yeah.
Real bad. It's a good coat.
So then but basically how this is all resolved is they slingshot the beacon, the stone into the Speed Force. But before that is all resolved, Barry ends up in the future. And he watches some very bad things happen to Iris.
Yes. Surprise.
Although
sorry, but
I'm sorry. He's gone through time so much. I feel like in that
why
moment,
would you be worried about this? Just like make sure it doesn't happen.
Just do something, yeah.
Put
It's like you jacked up enough
just
things.
lie to all your friends.
Yeah.
Like Barry, we've already decided that you're a stupid and very selfish person. So why not just keep it going?
Right. Oh, now Diggle has 4 kids.
He's just very gullible and naive.
He's just very emotional.
But I did like that
He
the
has a lot
Garrick's.
of feelings.
He does, but I
They
did like that
just
Garrick's
feel-
because he was basically saying, "I need to do this. We need to go back and do this." And Garrick's just like, "You can't live.
Slow down.
You can't
Evil.
live your life for the future. You need to live it now. Enjoy everything that is happening in front of you right now." Which
Evil
is
will
great.
always win because good is dumb.
Yep.
Yeah,
Although, to be fair, almost all of the villains he's fought have done something
stupid. Yeah.
Zoom should have won.
But we basically get a button,
Egos.
a good wholesome button at the end of this.
Yeah.
Barry's reinstated to the forensics lab thanks to Julian coming over and hanging out for Christmas.
Right.
Our version of Wells is drunk as hell on eggnog, for just flirting with everyone and saying everybody, "Oh, yeah, really hot girl." That
was hilarious. Joe finally made a move.
Joe made a move.
Yeah.
Caitlin turned some rain into snow because we need
That was
snow.
probably
That
a bad
was-
idea.
Because doesn't her powers become a problem if she keeps using them?
That was dumb. That was
Yeah,
a dumb thing
I was
to
like,
do.
that's a
It's
silly
important
thing.
we have snow, but I am dying.
But I will
inside.
murder everyone if I keep using these. And then we get Wally gets his gift.
Oh, she might betray them. Maybe
She
she's
could be.
betrayed.
I think she'll be the betrayer. But then we get Wally with finally gets his gift, his uniform.
I was really hoping that Barry was going to run into the Speed Force, throw the cube, and you were going to hear like Savitar or someone be like, "Thank you, Barry."
Yeah.
And then he was going to be.
Thanks for doing exactly what I thought you'd
and
do.
then he was going to stay there, and the finale, the season mid-break would pick up with, "My name is Wally West."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jay be like,
You want that so bad?
I do.
I know. I kind of do too. I do.
That's how the books, and not that it needs to be like the books, but like Barry straight up died.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah. I did like
Wally.
I do love Wally.
my scene for this episode was the whole house thing though, because when they went into the house and Barry's like, "I bought you a house," and I was like, "I got you a wallet."
Yeah, like that
No,
response.
let's
I'm like, what would
let's
I do
unpack
too?
this for a minute. That man was unemployed for a period of time. And I know that he's been like crashing in people's houses, so he's probably had nothing to do but save
money,
To
right?
be fair, though, I mean, he did have a good job,
He
and
was.
what really was he spending
He wasn't
it on?
spending on anything.
So
The
he was
Star
probably
Labs.
just squirreling that away. I mean, yeah, you would think Star Labs would be an expensive hobby, but I'm sure they have like.
A fund. They're probably
Yeah.
funded by
is it
someone.
So I
a
don't
cool
think that
thing
was
if
coming
your
out of his
significant
pocket.
other buys a house behind your back? 'Cause I feel like TV shows do this a lot. and
I
feel
would like
in
some
reality-
say, but honestly, that was a good looking apartment.
That was a good-looking
I'm like,
apartment.
I
Yeah.
would totally.
Yeah.
I'm
What
like,
if he
yes.
was unemployed before that?
So this is the
I-
hole in the wall that I got us.
I would be worried about what drugs he's
Your
selling.
journalism will work out, right? I know that I changed the future, and now you're not a journalist.
But this could work out, right? It has to. I've got nothing.
We could just live in the Hall of Justice that I have.
Right? Did we ever
Yes.
figure out where the fuck that hanger came from? I mean, it's a
It-
Star Labs
Star
thing.
Labs just
it's
has
just
it
has
around.
it. Like,
'Cause
misappropriation of funds.
Because again, people are just throwing money around.
Right.
Particle accelerators, hangar bays, houses.
Science!
And the other thing that bothered me about this episode, and I get it because it wound up helping them. They got Julian to trust him. Barry, stop taking your freaking mask off.
Yep.
Ha,
Stop
I know.
it.
It's like, did you really need...
Like, I feel like you could have done something else besides.
I thought he would have gotten more upset. Like, I mean, he
Right,
got more upset
considering
for
how
like
he
a
really
second, and then he's
hated-
just like, you know what, fine, here, friend. Let's,
yeah, that was
you know,
a quick
I'm
turnaround
sick
for him
of
to be like,
fighting,
I
and
hate
I was
you.
like,
To be like,
wow.
all right, I will tell you everything.
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, wait
I
a
feel like he didn't
second.
have a choice because he was locked in a room where there's not a toilet.
Well, you can't pee or eat, which is still, I don't understand how they trap
I'm
so
sure
many people
there's a
there.
little, I'm sure there's a little thing that comes
They've
out
never
of it.
addressed it.
No.
Those are just
I'm
supposed to be
sure
wearing
it
the same
happens.
And they've
clothes.
stuck people in there that they could easily
It's
address
like
it.
the Brady house. There's
Do
the
you-
bathroom.
do
They
you
just
think
never
that's
show
the
it.
energy that Eli was stealing from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
All the piss
All the
from
urine that's just over there.
I make it into carbon.
all the urine
Marvel
from the.
takes all of DC
Sees
shit
urine.
and makes it something good.
Boom.
It's awful.
There we go.
So this was a really nice, happy ending,
It was.
which is the antithesis
Of Arrow.
of everything.
Oh my
Arrow did.
god,
It was
that
like,
was a harsh
We
episode.
will go dark as shit.
Yeah,
What if we ruined everyone's lives?
yeah, that was
You remember
pretty
how earlier I
bad.
was like, old parables used to tell children that nothing would be okay?
Yeah.
One day Disney will adapt this story and people will be like, oh, Arrow's a happy man.
Oh man, yeah.
I
This
feel like he learned a really valuable lesson in that people have knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knees that can be shot.
yeah.
And then they can't move.
Also, you have gadget arrows.
Yes.
Yeah, like a
You don't
ton.
know who this man is. You probably want to question him if you're at all sorts of answers.
Nope.
And you just plug
I'm
him.
just straight
Murder.
murdering this dude. Like I came in with a game plan to murder. I'm going to murder.
Yeah, I thought that was a bad choice.
Also, if you haven't figured it out yet, spoilers for everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll get over it.
It's an intense episode.
It's a very intense episode. So we start off with
Yeah.
basically Artemis and Prometheus discussing things.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to
And
kill
by
him.
discussing, you mean Artemis being like, aren't we a team? And
Right. He's
Prometheus
like, I don't really
"You're
need
an
you.
idiot."
I'm just using
She
you.
is an idiot. I hate that chick. She's so stupid. I'm sorry.
Arrow character in the comics, my favorite part of Young
And she's
Justice,
so
and she
stupid.
sucks
Yeah.
in this show.
She's very bad. But we get the whole, I'm not going to kill him. I'm just going to make his life.
Why do you have
I
to
mean,
add
Wish he was
idiot
dead.
females?
Wish he was
Like,
dead.
ugh.
Yeah.
Which really, you'd think that he could have been like, oh, I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to make him wish he was dead. And then she could have gone, cool. So once
Sweet.
he wishes he's dead,
Can I then
can
kill him?
I grant him
Right.
that?
Yeah. But then we get the Curtis and his boyfriend
Can we
relationship.
leave that man alone?
Husband.
I'm sorry, correct. I'm sorry, his husband.
Curtis's husband,
And
who we have not seen.
We had not seen
at all
and-
until this episode.
right.
Just vague
So just for
references
by
to
the
his
way,
ring.
his name is Paul because otherwise we would have no knowledge of that because we've never seen him before. But like
Yeah.
Curtis and Paul, and
To be
then
fair, Curtis doesn't see him a lot.
that's
either.
true.
He
Which
shows
which
up
is
and
the
then-
problem with their relationship. Apparently,
Yeah.
Curtis has been taking some late nights, and Paul has no idea. He thought it was cheating. It
Well,
wasn't.
that's usually what you think.
You would think so,
Karen,
yeah.
come home.
Especially once Felicity didn't really 100% back up the story. They're like, oh,
Yeah,
we're
she
working.
dropped that ball.
Yeah, she effed that up. And then Prometheus just straight up attacks him in
Yeah.
front of just doesn't.
Man.
I know. Leave Curtis alone.
Curtis can't catch a break, man.
I feel like
know.
they're setting him up for a really big
He can
arc.
catch it in the
I
freaking artery.
I think right. I think eventually because they're setting him up. He's been taking so many L's that he has to become
know.
like the best out of
I
this
hope
new
so.
team to like be a badass. Like because he's
Yeah,
been
'cause
taking
Wild
some.
Dog is pointless.
Wild Dog is awful.
I liked him for a minute in his torture episode, and
keeps
I'm glad
getting-
he's got permanent scars.
Yeah, that's good.
but
He keeps getting a little bit better,
Yeah.
and then kind of not being better afterwards.
He had the one line that was pretty funny in this, in which you kind of said before. It was like,
Diggle's gonna have like a
yeah,
ton
it's
of
like
kids.
so the flashpoint. So that means Diggle's gonna have 4 or 5 kids now.
Yeah, right.
Diggle's like,
I also did love when Wild Dog was like, "Yo, man, you think before Barry messed everything up that I could have gotten with Speedy?"
right.
And everyone was like, "You're an
No,
idiot."
no.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can hear. No, I
Yeah.
can hear you guys. What's wrong with you?
She's back in the fold.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she's been popping back up as the
Yeah.
arrow.
Snow
So
or Red Arrow or
yeah,
whichever name they're using.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Is she new Arsenal? I wish they'd bring back old Arsenal too, though.
Yeah,
I
where
miss
did that
him.
guy go?
I miss him. He's probably doing some other awesome
Roy
show.
he's probably somewhere else.
I miss Roy though, but I don't know. Do you think they're gonna get into that whole like Roy with his like
With the
The
arm,
the
and,
clay
like,
arm.
Yeah, do you think
I'd
they're
be
gonna get
real
into that
down.
stuff?
It'd be awesome if
Or-
they did.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
What if
Prometheus
what
is.
if he's Prometheus? That would be awesome.
That would make
Interesting.
sense.
Yeah.
Ah, we figured it out. Using no evidence.
Especially
Yeah.
since we're in a timeline that's changed.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
we're in Flashpoint now, so kind of all bets are a little bit off.
Yeah,
especially
what with
considering that we
We
brought-
get that young lady back at the end of this show.
it's
so
spoilers. We
Spo-
can do. We can say just say it.
I
Oh, no, I'm
screamed.
not
I
signing
screamed.
the spoilers. I'm saying because it's stupid.
Stupid. Yeah. I screamed at the screen because I was like, "Oh, this show is so good. Why is Laurel alive? Like, why is she here?" It made
Where
me
did you
so
come
angry.
from?
It could be a timeline, like because of Flashpoint. Maybe it's
Very.
alternate.
I like the actress just fine.
She's great. I love Kate Cassidy. Like I've seen her in other things. She's really good. I
Yeah.
just don't like what they did with her character the last 2 seasons. That I was like, I don't want any
Right.
parts of her. Now, if they flashpointed her and fixed her so that
Yeah.
she's not who she was those last 2 seasons, I'll be okay with her coming back.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
was like weird whiny and always getting
Also,
her
Yeah.
ass
how
kicked.
did you come back?
Always
Right.
getting her ass kicked.
Because
Like,
they said they weren't going to use the Lazarus pit again.
Right.
So
Yeah.
then, what is this?
Well, but Flashpoint.
Where I say Flashpoint could
But
have
all,
kept
of
her.
the,
Flashpoint.
but all of the other Deus Ex Machinas in this universe.
Yeah, everything that we said that we weren't going to do is back
Yeah.
on the table now because
Yeah.
Flashpoint.
That's what showrunners do. So that's not what's happening, and then it happens. And like, ha, we fooled you.
this freaking
J.J.
soap
Abrams,
opera.
He was like, it's not Khan.
Right.
Guys, I fooled them.
I told them
no one.
I told them it wasn't when it was.
Yeah.
fooled no one.
But the main thing in this episode is Oliver basically past coming back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah.
Apparently, one of the first
Surprise.
people on his list, Justin Claiborne, was one of the first people on his list. He killed them brutally.
Yeah, that's how he did it.
Yeah, which was great because we got to see some flashback stuff of him when he was just like unhinged.
Yeah.
Like the escalator scene is fantastic.
Yeah.
He takes the arrow and just keeps stabbing a dude in the chest with the arrows. Like, I missed that, Oliver. That was a good time.
I'm just so, while I agree that he shouldn't go back to just flat out murdering
people?
people,
No, it's
I
a bad
don't
thing.
mind the flashbacks of him having
It's
done
fun to watch.
this.
It's fun to watch, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just glad that they have that little hazy bit on there because otherwise I wouldn't know if it's a
Yeah,
freaking flashback.
apparently,
It's driving
I
me
guess,
crazy. I'm having such
truthfully,
a
if
hard
you
time.
didn't watch the first couple
You
of
look away
seasons
for a
of this,
second. It's like
right? If you didn't have the haze, it's easy for me because his hinge and his green is slightly darker because they weren't calling him the green arrow. He was
so
just
I'm
the
watching
arrow.
this on an
The hood.
iPad.
The hood.
So I'm
and
watching this on an iPad, and
yes.
it's really hard to see.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I
and
can barely see
you
the
can't even
freaking.
tell the domino mask isn't on there because he still colors it in as if it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but from
Yeah.
far away, and especially
can't
on an
tell.
iPad because I can't watch it on my
Yeah.
freaking PlayStation anymore because somebody decided that Hulu wasn't a good place to put CW shows anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Jesus.
I'm a little
Then we'll
upset.
show them the same preview over and over and over.
But
But let me tell you how I really feel. I'm
Yes.
just kidding.
But then we basically get Oliver going to hunt Prometheus and murder him. No matter what the heck's in front of him, I'm going
Yeah.
to murder him.
He's-
Prometheus knows that and is gangster as hell and is like,
Yeah.
I'm going to take Felicity's guy and get him murdered.
He pulled a Simon Phoenix
He
from
did.
Demolition Man.
Oh, yes.
It was a
Very-
freaking yes.
That's a deep cut there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's exactly what happens. And it's great because you could see the second he takes that mask off, Oliver's like,
Yep.
everything is about to fall
Have you
apart.
learned your lesson yet?
Need that.
I'm not. It's a lesson, honestly, that I thought we learned a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
But like, you piss him off enough, and he just goes all like, "I'm gonna murder people again."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he needs to kind of make up his mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like keep your temper, do your thing, or just go straight up murder
Yeah.
people and be a lone assassin on your own again.
That scene
you know what
with
I mean?
him having to break the news to Felicity was just gut wrenching. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh God.
The scene when he was talking to a reporter chick and they were doing the cuts, everyone, he's like, everyone dies.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone dies. And we still don't know who Prometheus is, which is
know.
great.
I'd like it if it was the reporter chick.
I kind of.
I
She
want
has
her to
something
be a
to
bad
do
guy.
with it.
I want her to
I don't
be
think she's
one of the
good.
bad
She
guys.
has
She's
something
in.
to do
She's
with
in on
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want her to be something, and I want
She's
that
gonna be
DA
like
guy to be
Ellen's
something.
sister or something
Yeah.
nonsense. Vigilante is definitely the DA guy.
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I
Oh,
see.
yeah, I
I'm
definitely-
thinking
I
so
do so. I
too
do
because
too.
they're always talking about it, and then
Yeah.
it's just and CW they're
And
not
he
that
kind of
creative
is
when
up
it
on
comes
like
to the
police
reveals.
details as far as like when things are happening or like where to
Yeah.
go. Like, so I feel like he's using that as basically to be the vigilante.
Yeah.
But yes, this was a well executed mid-season finale.
Emphasis on the executed.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
It was very dark and
Flash
gritty.
kind of ended, and you're like,
Super dark.
cool, this ended.
Like happy and blah and flash,
You
and then
need to know what's next.
Right, because everything is sad, everyone's broken and hurt, and then Laurel shows up, which is another question mark on
Team
top of
Arrow
everything
is
else we have.
messed up.
I
Man.
don't think Team Arrow is going to be showing up for a while.
Yeah.
Team Arrow's gonna be having a.
It's
It
kinda
had
funny,
a
though.
rough day.
We
Yeah,
went
that
from
was
sort of
bad.
building up like Ragman and Wild Dog to not caring about them.
Yeah, they're just there.
Well, I think
and I
that-
still want to know more about Ragman, but I just feel like
I think Ragman and Curtis are gonna
be
get
the
together.
they'll probably be the remainders of
Yeah,
whatever.
I think
they're
whatever
gonna be the
remnants,
romance.
the remnants of the
That would
team.
be
Oh, that
fun.
would be cool.
I think they're gonna have a romance.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. We haven't really gotten into the dating life of what Ragman,
Yeah, we
what
don't know
he,
his life.
yeah, we don't know what he wants.
I would like to see a romance from them, honestly, because I'm kind of sick of Oliver's romances. I don't give a shit anymore.
they're
sorry,
boring.
let's take a break and
I'm
focus
so
on somebody
sad.
else's romance.
Please have sex with
Do me.
Oh god, pity sex.
I
Yay.
will because you're hot, but you're broken.
Oh, that's like woman kryptonite.
I just
Oh, it
wrote
is.
every single
female
romance novel.
female kryptonite.
It is.
You're
That's-
handsome
that's
and
the-
you're broken. I can fix
That's
you.
the entire Twilight series.
Yeah, but you can't actually fix them. That's the freaking like that's the thing. You just learn to deal with their shit.
But April, he's so hot.
You deal
Like
with
you
their
see
shit
when he
because
does
they're hot.
that rack thing, it's amazing.
You can be hot and crazy.
Now, what if you're unattractive and crazy?
Then you're screwed.
Okay.
You pay for women. You better be really
God.
smart. No, same thing for chicks too. I mean, like, I mean, they could.
I
Find
feel like
pity
women
bones,
can
but-
find, like even the least attractive women can find somewhat.
There's always
The least attractive men.
there's always some drunk dude.
Just wait to the bar till 4 a.m. when they're picking off the weak gazelles. Yeah. So Oliver's dating life is terrible. Yeah, Ragman would be fun to watch.
Yeah, give someone else on the team a relationship since we just destroyed Felicity's.
I feel like Wildcard's gonna die. I feel like he's gonna go down for the team.
Well, it was weird because I think that's the one. Like this issue, someone said that they rather have one of the team members be the person that Prometheus made a death to, because doing it to Billy, we really didn't know Billy much. But I was like, well, the point of that wasn't really to like.
But it broke Felicity.
That's who it was supposed to. Right, that's who the effect was supposed to take place on.
Yeah, I liked him because she liked him.
Right.
His entire thesis is, I'm going to show everyone.
I'm going to gut them from the start.
You ruined their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Killing them doesn't do that.
Right.
And even though Felicity's like, this isn't your fault, like, you know she's going to have issues with
correct.
it.
Like I imagine he's going to probably just find Paul and
I think he's going to be completely on his own in the next episode.
Yeah, but I think Prometheus is still going to like go after Paul. Like everybody just completely breaking them.
I don't think you need. I don't really see a purpose in going after Paul because Paul's removing himself from the equation.
He had Paul crossed off of the photos too. Paul
That's
was crossed
true.
off.
He did have him crossed off.
And then he threw it at Felicity.
Yeah.
And he's got everyone on there.
Right.
But the person he doesn't have on there is Laurel.
That's true.
So that's going to be, I think, going to become.
So I guess even they think Laurel's dead.
Yeah.
That's going to be the ace in the hole now.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is going to break, and she's probably going to be the one to be like, ha ha!
Guess what?
And she'll die again.
It sucks because I really like Kate
times
Cassidy.
They've already kind of done the Ragman thing to him, though, where they were like, we blew up your city.
Right. So, and
I
he doesn't
don't
really
know
have
what's
much.
left.
Right. So he doesn't have much left. So I don't know how you would harm him.
Maybe he'll be the guy who rises above it.
Yeah.
That it won't work on.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be easy to get all of them to turn. Maybe Ragman's gonna be the one who's like, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't have to have that happen to everybody.
Right.
It doesn't. I mean, it gets kind of boring if it happens to
It's
every
better
single
if
person.
it's everyone's one bad day away. It's the Batman theme,
Right.
and the theme of even back in the Killing Joke when Gordon's like, prove to him that he's wrong.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like prove to him that we're not gonna break. You paralyzed Barbara and you destroyed everything else, but we're better than this.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna kind of be what we start to see from this.
because he is Green Batman.
Right.
He is.
Sorry, he is.
Right.
This is not Arrow. This is Batman with arrows. Sorry.
No.
It's true.
It is very true.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to take us home. We're right about the 30-minute mark here.
Sounds good.
So, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Leave us a review on iTunes. Leave us a comment on the YouTube channel about what your thoughts and feelings are, what you think is going to be next, what you want to see next, whatever you want. Leave
Just
us a
make it
review
positive.
on iTunes. Yes.
Yes.
that
Generally
would be
positive
nice.
would be good. Thanks.
Come hang out in our Facebook group, facebook.com/superheroprimetime. You can follow us on Twitter at SHPT Podcast. You can listen to our other two shows, Hollywood Already Did It and Bits of Frames, which is a podcast about movies and reboots, and another one about video games and adapting them into other media. So those are both real fun. They're real good. You can follow me at As Always Blake on both Twitter and Instagram. April is at April Wallin and Terrence is at Terrence Tatum. I believe that takes us home. We will be back next week, unlike the other shows. We'll dive into Slingshot and we'll probably find some other stuff. I want to go back and talk about cartoons.
Yay!
Yeah,
I like
sounds good.
cartoons.
All right, so we'll make that happen. So stick with us, hit subscribe on both of the things, share the show if you like it, post it for your friends so that we can grow and flourish and do other cool things for you. Bye.
Zang.